Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. We broadcast 2 hours, Monday through Friday, on GCN. And if you'd like to call us, we have a toll-free call-in line. 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. And if you'd like to listen to us as you travel, 605-477-3249, 605-477-3249. And you can listen to us on YouTube. Just type in Vincent Finelli. Finelli. If you'd like to listen to us on Republic Broadcasting or Liberty News Radio, we're there as well as AM, FM, and satellite. Today we're going to talk about something I find very disturbing. It's about one of your instructors. He's also an Associate Justice of the Universal Supreme Court. His name is Michael W. Parsons. He's in jail right now, still. He's being starved. He's being tortured. All brought to you by the Tipton County, Tennessee government. It's an outrage. It's an international incident. The Hague has become involved. And to tell us more about what's happening is Chief Justice Susan Holland of the Universal Supreme Court. Welcome, Chief Justice Susan Holland.
Good morning, Vincent. How are you?
I'm angry. I really am angry.
So am I. Yes, it is totally an outrage as to what current atrocities are happening and unfolding in Tennessee right now. And that's the main reason why I wanted to be on your show this morning, is because I wanted to let your listeners know that Associate Justice Parsons needs everybody's help today. And the way that we can all help him is by donating funds to his cause and his case so that he can continue fighting for his rights, for true justice, and in essence for his life, because now his life is being threatened, his life is at stake. And my way of thinking is if all the listeners today hearing my voice can donate at least $25 to MikeParsons.org, we can save this justice's life. Justice Parsons has been illegally apprehended and detained by the Tipton County court. And on January 12th, 2016, he was thrown into prison illegally, basically having done nothing wrong. He was not allowed to speak on his behalf. He was trying to relay information to the court on January 12th that they have no jurisdiction over him. He's not a U.S. citizen. He's a citizen of the Chilcotin Nation that's located up here in British Columbia, Canada. And even though he is a diplomat and a dignitary of the Chilcotin Nation and an associate justice of the Universal Supreme Court of the Tsilhqot'in. He was taken from the courtroom and put into prison and held there to this day without ever seeing sunshine or fresh air. Now for 64 days, he's been illegally detained. He's been tortured, like you say. He's been starved. He's getting closer and closer to death as we speak. And, this is totally unacceptable for Americans to do this to an innocent person. He has been exonerated of all prior charges and convictions, which were bogus. They were. He was set up prior to this, and is still currently under, or at least the Tipton County courts are trying to maintain a fiction that this man is guilty of anything. He is not guilty of anything. He has been exonerated. He's been acquitted by the Universal Supreme Court, and yet he's still being tortured, starved, not allowed food, proper nutrition, proper medications. He had pneumonia and probably still is suffering from pneumonia. He is illegally being denied his basic human rights. I mean, and this is going on right now in your country. And the Tsilhqot'in Nation did not provoke anything with Tennessee to deserve this, but yet their Associate Justice, Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr., has tried to communicate with the Tennessee courts via a notice. I don't know if we have time to delve into this, but he states, I, Hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr., do hereby notice the Tennessee courts that the Tsilhqot'in National Congress, or CNC for short, has on December 13th, 2015, determined that Michael Wayne Parsons is innocent of all charges and or convictions brought by Tennessee. The Universal Supreme Court of the Tsilhqot'in has also exonerated and acquitted Tsilhqot'in Ambassador Associate Justice Michael Wayne Parsons, ordering his immediate release, which, of course, the Universal Supreme Court had done on January 14th, 2016. So the Tennessee courts are in violation and in contempt of the Universal Supreme Court. And I continue on. The aforementioned and his family have been welcomed and accepted by the clan mothers of the sovereign Tsilhqot'in Nation and territory, and are now citizens of the Tsilhqot'in Nation and territory, where they are free from any and all foreign oppressive measures against them, having no force and effect upon the welcomed family. The Tsilhqot'in National Congress of the Tsilhqot'in Nation is not, nor ever has been, part of Canada, and therefore not subject to the laws of Canada. As a citizen, diplomat, and dignitary of the Tsilhqot'in Nation, Ambassador Associate Justice Michael Wayne Parsons is free from the jurisdiction of all Tennessee and U.S. courts. Therefore, it is incumbent on the courts of Tennessee to immediately release and set free Ambassador Associate Justice Michael Wayne Parsons from incarceration, from being held a hostage and political prisoner at the Tipton County Correctional Facility, and that's dated March 12th, 2016. So this is an emergency situation, and I hope your listeners are appreciating the gravity of this situation, where an innocent man is in essence being killed by your court. So, he's not just an ordinary civilian; he is a representative of a nation, a sovereign nation, who deems him worthy of honoring as their associate justice. This is a total outrage, a total atrocity, and you and I need to help here by, if we possibly can, donating even a small amount, such as $25. What is that? In the bigger picture for all of us. I think most of us can at least donate $25. And if we all do that, this man's life could be spared. And this is why I'm just really, like you, very, very upset and angry that the United States is allowing this to happen. There was no reason why this should have ever happened, because all the laws of the United States, Canada, and the Chilcotin prohibit the taking of a political prisoner, prohibit violations against a dignitary and diplomat like that. Diplomats in this world have immunity. And he is a representative of a nation who has that immunity, or should have that immunity. And yet these judges of the lower court, mind you, are taking it upon themselves to violate international laws, to violate their own constitutional laws, denying him and depriving him of his of almost all human rights as we speak. It just unheard of to me. As a justice, I'm sitting back thinking, why are people in the United States that can advocate for him not doing so? The media refuses to publish this atrocity. The major media companies were served notice of this current atrocity that's happening, this international atrocity. They refuse to print. They refuse to report. And I applaud you and I thank you for letting me share this with your listeners today, because they're never going to know otherwise unless someone lets people, the general public, know that these are the crimes and corruptions that are going on in your country, eroding your freedoms, eroding all our freedoms, and these judges, these courts, think they can get away with this.
Chief Justice Susan Holland's with us. We're talking about Associate Justice Michael W. Parsons from Tennessee, USA Prepares Instructor. Mike Parsons is a friend of mine. He's been to my farm. He and I have traveled together. We're close friends. I'm outraged and I'm angry. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
If you want to raise the next generation of Patriot leaders, take a look at Freedom Project Academy, a Judeo-Christian online school for kindergarten through high school. No Common Core teaching methods or high-stakes testing. Freedom Project Academy is government-free, doesn't accept any government funding, and is a fully accredited private school. All classes are taught live online with real teachers across the country. Open enrollment runs March through July, but classes fill up quickly. Check them out at fpeusa.org. That's fpeusa.org.
Do you or someone you know suffer from chest pain, blood pressure, cholesterol, or irregular heartbeat? Are you looking for a more natural solution to overcome these health challenges? You hear the ads all the time. If this stuff's so good, why doesn't my doctor prescribe it? That's easy. There's more money in treating symptoms. Extendivite Heart Tonic does want you to be as healthy as you can be, and it really works. Take Extendivite for 6 months and your doctor will say, I don't know what you're doing, but don't stop, it's working for you. Get the dependability of Extendivite. Just see how you feel in 6 months. A 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid is only $69.95 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, KD Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KD. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to kdarmor.com. Come and take it.
So, class, you've heard this stories in Germany during World War II, and it's okay because they're 7 blocks away, 6 blocks away, and it's okay. And then when they come for you, there's no one to help you. And let's make sure that is not the situation here. Let's make sure that we stand with our instructor and friend and associate justice, Michael W. Parsons, who is illegally being held in the Tipton County Correctional Facility in Tipton County, Tennessee. Chief Justice Susan Holland, let's give out some names and numbers. Who do we call? Who do we call and who do we apply the pressure to get Michael Parsons exonerated in Tennessee? Susan, are you there?
Hello?
Okay, wait. Let's start over. Okay, who shall we call first?
Okay, so Governor Bill Haslam has been served the exoneration from the Universal Supreme Court, and his phone number is 615-741-2001. That's 615-741-2001. And he is the person who, in Tennessee, administers exonerations. And in this case, he should have administered the exoneration for Justice Parsons immediately upon service. I have tried to communicate with him via email and by letter, by telephone. He refuses to accept my calls or return my emails, and in essence is aiding and abetting the murder of an innocent man. And it just, I think, behooves each one of us to contact Governor Haslam and ask him what he is going to do with this situation before Justice Parsons is no longer with us. And he is deteriorating daily. I don't believe he has much time left. And so therefore, if we can contact the people who can can uphold his exoneration and help to release him as per the Universal Supreme Court orders and exoneration, that would be a life-saving measure. Also, we do desperately need assistance with continuing his case. Those of us who are able to, as soon as possible, to donate to MikeParsons.org. We do thank you in advance for that, because this is a life-saving enterprise that we are conducting here. And those that can help, may the Lord bless you for that, because you are helping someone who, in essence, can help you. And the Universal Supreme Court has been set up by the Chilcote Nation, a sovereign nation who has, always retained their sovereignty, never signed treaties with Canada. They've always been sovereign. They've currently, just recently, been recognized as an authority, as a self-governing authority, all of themselves, and they are now asserting that authority by creating the first international Aboriginal court, called the Universal Supreme Court of the Chilcote, or Universal Supreme Court for short. So this court is all about upholding your basic rights, your basic human rights.
Chief Justice Holland, let's say one of us needed Michael Parsons' assistance as an Associate Justice. Would he be able to assist us with advocacy from the Universal Supreme Court if he were there?
Don't know what's in your drinking water? Better get a ProPure. With the Pro 1G 2.0 all-in-one filter, remove over 200 contaminants, including fluoride and lead. Taste water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure water filtration products. There's a ProPure system for you. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer for details on our current free shipping special, or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details in the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
For the most amazing, calming, brain-stabilizing, blood sugar, and natural addiction-breaking formula, try CalMind. Anxiety melts, panic is gone, sleep is restful, and you'll stay calm during stress. Better than booze, mind-altering drugs, or anti-anxiety, antidepressant, toxic medications, CalMind lubricates your mind so you'll sail through the day effortlessly. Order Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutridyne at 888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com and listen to the NutriMedical Report every weekday on the GCN Radio Network. NutriMedical, bringing nutrition and medicine together.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com. an enormously revolutionary way to sell your stuff online. It's time to clean out the garage, your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over and over. Then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They will never charge you item fees. Just go there right now to sign up and load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Sell your car, sell your home. Realtor, sign up now. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos, then add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Class, if you'd like to contact Michael W. Parsons, Associate Justice of the Universal Supreme Court, you may. And here's the contact information. TCCF, which stands for Tipton County Correctional Facility. TCCF, 1801 South College Street. South College Street, Suite 106, Covington, Tennessee. Covington, Tennessee, TN 38019. Chief Justice Holland, if Michael Parsons, Associate Justice, were available to do his work, what would he be doing right now?
He would be adjudicating cases with respect to human rights violations. He would be correcting prior cases that have been corruptly adjudicated in the current court systems, both in Canada and the United States and wherever else there's Aboriginal people dwelling. He would be assisting the Chilcotin National Congress in establishing further authority and establishing new laws in the Chilcotin that uphold all people's human rights, Aboriginal peoples, non-Aboriginal peoples. The exciting thing about being part of the Universal Supreme Court for me, and I think once Justice Parsons gets released, the exciting thing about it is this is a new system, an alternative system to the existing systems out there with respect to judiciaries. I personally have found that the current judicial systems, both in the United States and in Canada, are not sufficient to uphold the law. There's a lot of corruption going on in the court systems, a lot of gaming by lawyers, by attorneys, and certainly with the Universal Supreme Court, we are geared to streamline cases where we can administer true justice, and we do actually state we administer justice according to God's word, Scripture, and according to the laws of the Chilcotin and internationally. So, as opposed to versus the current systems out there, they deny administering justice. A lot of times, like in this case here that we're talking about today with Justice Parsons, he has been denied due process repeatedly. I counted in his case, for example, his underlying case, at least 100 different occasions where Judge Walker had denied him due process. And, after, recording 60 different times where he has been denied due process, I finally, quit, recording because it was just so atrocious. And those of us that are sitting here thinking, well, I have a good job, I just keep up, not, ruffling any feathers. I just keep on getting my paycheck day after day and, supporting my family. That's my number one priority. Well, yes, it is your number one priority, listener out there, to support your family, to, maintain your job. But just understand this, that as long as we turn a blind eye to those who are suffering needlessly and illegally, your rights are being chipped out one right at a time. You are being denied rights. And when it's your turn, like you say, to have justice done, if you are not behind another alternative justice system that really, truly administers and upholds your rights, you may find yourself in a courtroom one day being denied your rights from top to bottom. And these, and I'm not saying that all the judges in these systems are corrupt. No, there are a few out there who still believe in upholding the Constitution, who still believe in upholding human rights. But most of them, many of them, do not bat an eye and do it with a smile on their face and deny you your rights. And they, for example, I know of a case here in Canada where a disabled person had been denied access to a trial in a medical malpractice case, and his mother had fought for 10 years trying to get him a trial date, and they just kicked out the case without any basis in law. So these kind of atrocities are happening in your courtrooms. You are not listening. You are busy, doing your job, and rightfully so. As good citizens, as law-abiding citizens, that's what we need to do. But at the same time, when you're hearing cases like this, we need to stand together. We need to unite. We need to fight for rights because not only Justice Parsons' rights are being eroded, but your rights are being eroded too. And a lot of people out there don't like the corruptions that they're seeing in politics and in government. And if you don't like to see corruption, you need to get behind us today, because the exciting thing about the Universal Supreme Court and what the Chilcotin people have done is they have set up a system where people can choose to adjourn to our jurisdiction, and we will hear your matter, whether it's from the United States or from Canada or wherever Aboriginal people dwell. It's in the Constitution of the Chilcotin people. And today, by the way, is the first anniversary of the Constitution of the Chilcotin people. So on their anniversary for their Constitution, we are fighting for the life of Justice Michael W. Parsons. So hopefully we can unite together as citizens who are law-abiding, who believe in human rights. If on the anniversary of this Constitution, and I'd like people to go and research and look at how beautiful this Constitution is. You can go to universalsupremecourt.org and look at that Constitution, look at the recent decisions, look at Mike Parsons' exoneration, and see that what we're saying is true. This man is innocent, and he needs our help today. He needs our support financially and advocating for his cause, because if you're advocating for his cause, you're advocating for everybody's human rights. This is a justice who is mandated to uphold your human rights. And I call upon Aboriginal people, first and foremost. And many Aboriginal nations have been noticed of this case across the United States. And it behooves Aboriginal people to contact the Office of Tribal Justice, who has also received Mike Parsons' exoneration. And in particular, Mr. Verlin Deerenwater, his phone number is 202-307-6302. Again, that's 202-307-6302. And contact this brother of ours and ask him to implement the exoneration of Justice Parsons, because he is mandated to uphold justice in the United States. So why would he choose to ignore this human rights violation and atrocity of his own people? That's just unheard of and an outrage. So Mr. Deerenwater can help here. So please contact him and help him to do the right thing. So yes, we call upon the average.
May I ask you a very simple question? Okay, there's a post on the internet, March 15th, today. Fort Worth police are investigating video of, and this is just a very simple thing, and this is why I'm asking you. So this group of motorcyclists they were traveling on Highway US 287, and the cop gets out of his car, Fort Worth, Texas police cop gets out of his car and sprays something toward these motorcyclists, and it's believed to be mace, as they were traveling down the road. Now, there's an investigation, and what's probably going to happen is nothing. Now, in your court, is it conceivable that if the reckless endangerment of these motorcyclists traveling down the road, who are supposed to be protected and served by this Fort Worth, Texas cop, who actually recklessly endangered, in my opinion, these motorcyclists, could have gotten people killed, injured. If nothing happens, would your court be able to issue a warrant for the arrest of that cop?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. The reason I took this side journey is to explain to our class what we are talking about. We are talking about the no justice system that we have in the United States. There's no justice here. The proof of it is Michael W. Parsons, who's been arrested.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there's a possibility that we can bring to justice criminals, as simple as the crime I just described, or the alleged crime I just described. Okay. So, class, this may be what we've all been looking for.
Yes.
Okay. Let's give out some names and numbers when we come back. With us, Chief Justice Susan Holland. We're all angry right here, right now. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
It's no secret that pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, molds, and fungus can inflict severe damage in the human body. Fortunately, a new and vastly improved silver solution has been developed. Supernatural Silver is a revolutionary broad-spectrum antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal solution that can be used inside the body as well as on the skin. Supernatural Silver is unique and superior to colloidal and ionic silvers, using a patented technology that is highly effective against colds, flus, infections, food poisoning, and yeast, in addition to many other pathogens. Supernatural Silver is scientifically supported, extremely safe, and is the #1 choice of thousands of people for immune system support. Find out how Supernatural Silver could change your life. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HEALTHY for 20% off. That's supernaturalsilver.com, and like us on Facebook.
Need a powerful ally to fight daily bugs and serious pathogens? Allicin Med is the powerful universal pathogen killer's latest advance of German-sourced allicin, enzymatically stabilized to clear the body of bacteria, fungi, mycobacteria, and parasites. It penetrates body biofilms and is non-toxic to tissues. Pathogen resistance cannot develop for long-term body-optimized wellness. Clear stealth pathogens that promote autoimmune disease, cancer and vascular inflammation and plaque, and promote healing of tissues. Now pathogen-free. With 200 milligrams more power than prior Alamed, you can't get a more powerful ally to fight daily bugs and serious pathogens. Give your body what it needs. Allicin Med. Order Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutridyne at 888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com. That's 1-888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com. And listen to the NutriMedical Report every weekday on the GCN Radio Network. NutriMedical.com, bringing nutrition and medicine together.
Nowadays, there are millions of people with old smartphones, iPads, tablets, you name it, just sitting around collecting dust. And if those are improperly disposed of, well, they contain unsafe toxic materials harmful to you and the environment. But now, these devices can be used as a painless way to help support your favorite GCN shows. Visit DonateMyCell.com. Donations are tax deductible, and if you donate 10 or more devices, you'll receive a special free gift offer. That's DonateMyCell.com. DonateMyCell.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Okay. Chief Justice Holland, next time we broadcast together, let's give out the names and the numbers and the addresses, and we'll post them on the internet as well, of those people in Tipton County, Tennessee, who are involved in the illegal arrest, incarceration, and torture of Associate Justice Michael W. Parsons. Now, may I give out your phone number on the air for those who want to contact you?
Absolutely. I believe there's probably many people out there who need our court system right now.
Okay. Class 2, this is in Canada, 250-305-8704. 250-305-8704. Now, make sure that before you make that call that you have either unlimited dialing United States and Canada, or that you use Skype the way I do and pay $2.99 for a Skype plan to call Canada unlimited in the United States for $2.99 per month. Okay, now, Chief Justice Holland, are you going to be issuing arrest warrants in the near future?
We most certainly are. We've got a lot of house cleaning to do on both sides of the 49th parallel, and we plan to go ahead with that. And so those people that want to see corruption stopped, we are your alternative choice. Yes, you can elect. I know you have an election coming up in the near future down there, but at the same time, now you have another avenue, another venue where you can seek change, true change in your country, to go back to the basics, to get rid of the corruption, to overturn and correct prior corrupt rulings and corrupt governance. We can do that for you. We are an emerging power in North America currently, and we plan to go full steam ahead using the powers that God has given us to affect true change for all people, to their benefit. And just to let you know a little bit more about the Universal Supreme Court, like I mentioned earlier, one or more parties in a case can adjourn their matters unilaterally to us, and then we will start proceedings for them. We will hear civil as well as criminal matters. We will hear matters without statute barring. There's no statute of limitations for matters that we will hear. So if you had a case kicked out, 20 years ago out of a courtroom, and you felt that you did not obtain justice, we will hear that matter. And like you mentioned earlier, with the example that's going on today about that crime against those motorcyclists, we will hear matters like that on first instance. We are a court of correction and a court of finality. That means that there is no appeal from us. So that protects our rulings from being appealed away. So if you have had your rights upheld by the Universal Supreme Court, that is then a done deal for you.
Okay, Chief Justice Holland, I can see a lot of progress coming our way. Like all of those who have been injured from Fukushima, all of those who have been injured from the corruption of large corporations, which seem to be immune from justice. I can see remedying the Michael W. Parsons Associate Justice situation. And class, what we need to make sure is clear is those criminals will be prosecuted.
Yes.
Chief Justice Susan Holland, thank you so much. We're out of time.
Thank you, Vincent, and God bless you. God bless you all.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hi there. Are you an unhappy timeshare owner? Have you ever asked yourself, how can I get rid of my timeshare? Does your story go something like Stacy's story goes? Here's Stacy now.
My husband and I went and visited a resort, and they kind of attacked us, and they kept sending more and more people, and so we finally said yes, and we bought this timeshare, and then we were stuck in this timeshare that we couldn't get rid of, and we tried all different ways. They made it seem like it was this really great deal, and when we said no originally, then they brought the price down, and then when we still said no, they brought in the manager, and they brought the price down even lower, and they started breaking out in different ways to make it look like it was this really awesome deal. The reality was it wasn't an awesome deal at all.
To cancel your timeshare contract, call ACC today. It's an attorney-based program with a free consultation. The first 20 callers get a 20% discount. Call now, 800-587-EXIT. That's 800-587-3948. Call today, 800-587-EXIT. That's 800-587-3948.
Are you worried about how dangerous the world has become? In these days of terrorist attacks, natural disasters, or even a future collapse, you need to be medically prepared to keep your family safe. I'm Joe Alton, MD of store.doomandbloom.net, where you'll find an entire line of uniquely designed medical kits and supplies for when help is not on the way. For everything from individual first aid kits to the ultimate family medical bag, go to store.doomandbloom.net today. That's store.doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, KD Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to KDArmor.com. Come and take it.
Wow, just made it. Just made it. You know, it just reminds me of the old days when I used to get knocked off the air 4, 5, and 6, 7 times during a broadcast. It's coming back. It's coming back. So we got knocked off our high-speed digital, and we're broadcasting second hour via the telephone, the plain old telephone service. So we do have a backup, and it just keeps us on our toes. So I love the challenge, and I'm delighted to be broadcasting with Werner Bock. Welcome, Werner.
Yeah, good afternoon or good morning, Vince.
Well, it's good afternoon where you are in the North Atlantic. Werner, you know, we were going to talk about history today, and maybe some history that wasn't quite taught when we were in school. And but before we start history, I'd like to ask you about the grass growing. You're a farmer, I'm a farmer, Miles is a farmer, and you and Miles and I all had a chance to chat off the air yesterday. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, what's the grass doing over there? Right here, it's lush, it's green. The buds are sprouting on the buds are developing on the fruit trees. It's like it's summer.
Well, I think in this neck of the woods, you have to wait at least for another month and a half.
Okay.
But then once it starts going, normally it grows real fast.
Yeah. Well, it is green here. I was on the tractor right after the broadcast yesterday. I took a page out of Hillary Clinton's book, and I was spreading manure for hours, and just taking a chain harrow and dragging it through the cow manure, and just, you know, I find that it really works so much better. Our fields look better than many of our neighbors because they buy commercial fertilizer and they apply it every couple of years, and we don't. We don't. We just use the cow poop, the cow urine, and drag the urine to spread it so that it's not in piles. It's spread out over a greater area, and the sun disinfects it, and it just works great as a fertilizer. And I believe you're doing the same thing, aren't you?
Well, not anymore. I still got quite a bit to spread, but maybe some people, they like to have that stuff too for compost so they can do their home gardening. But anyway, what you're saying, that was the traditional way to deal with the waste, to recycle it, nature's way, And here I want to point out, a few years ago I came across a report about a Greenland trial that had been done at the Napan Research Station in Nova Scotia over an 80-year period of time. And they compared, fertilizing the traditional way, recycle the manure, and the second lot, they used commercial fertilizer, and the third plot, they didn't do anything. They just cut hay year after year. And basically the end result was where the traditional way, was being done to treat the Greenland, the hay ground, in putting manure on every 3 or 4 years. It ended up way ahead of the commercial and of the use of commercial fertilizer and the way it has been promoted by the Department of Agriculture. But here comes something else in. There is one big problem. People are clumping together in big population centers, in big cities, and returning the nutrients and the waste back to the land is nearly impossible nowadays. Where the food is being produced, a lot of the food is being produced halfway around the world, and the nutrients that are drawn out of the soil, like in South America, or Australia, or New Zealand, or halfway across the continent, they never get replenished. And then the only way to replace some of the nutrients is with commercial fertilizer. This is the whole idiotic system that has been established by the so-called experts and promoted by the so-called educated elite, how human society should be arranged in big cities, But this big cities, this kind of a policy is a death road to this planet.
No disagreement here, Werner.
On one side, it creates waste and overabundance of waste products, and then it's been called pollution. And it, with the sewage treatment plants and so, a lot of it that's water soluble ends up in the rivers, And here is another whole big other can of worms that should be opened up. But if the experts don't open it up, then, the earth will open it up and show what kind of a foolishness this is. But this is all in the interest of destroying the planet, and that in the end, nobody can live outside the big global system. But the global system, in the end, it will destroy the planet.
And what you're talking about is factory farms. In class, if you've ever been near a factory farm, the odor is just unbearable. And here on our farm, our cows have plenty of room, and there is no odor. If you come to our farm, you won't smell anything but fresh air. And I'm sure the same is true of your farm, isn't it?
Well, as I say, there's no more livestock now, thanks to the shenanigans, the government, Department of Agriculture, Department of the Environment, the judicial system, and so pulled off in order to, whatever few years I had left in farming, to put me effectively out. And but the chicken is going to come home to roast here on the East Coast, in Atlantic Canada and in the New England states. 90% plus of the food is being now imported that was being produced here in a sustainable way, a healthy food being produced for the people. Now we are getting all swamped in the stores with the GMO crap and all the additives that are being added to the food in the so-called advanced food processing system, and it is lunacy, is it? And then people are looking for jobs. Here in Atlantic Canada, I just, looked at the figures over the last 2 years. The government, they're basically bankrupt, in the Atlantic provinces. I don't think it's too much better in the New England states. And in order to hold off the bankruptcy, they keep raping the forest, massive clear cutting, and what is left there for the children and for the grandchildren? On those clear cuts, then with the help of their super trees and with glyphosate and spraying of selective herbicides that kill off the hardwoods, they basically have poisoned the ground, they poisoned the water table, and then on top of that, the government is opening the doors for fracking. You got another source of highly toxic materials being introduced into the ecosystem and into the water supply, and it is lunacy. And I said a few years ago, it might be, it might be better if they put a roof over those industrialized, most of those industrialized nations, and call it the big loony bins, because the leaders and so much of the population, they are so ignorant and they are completely out of touch with reality. They're delusional. They think they can make it everything better than aside from the natural system.
Werner, there's when you're talking about the roof, there's a company who was operating in New Jersey, and it was called NL, National Lead Company, and it's the company that made Dutch Boy paint. And back then, lead was used in the manufacturing of paint. Well, some anti-pollution people were protesting. And what they did to show NL, the corporate giant, what they were doing to the environment, they climbed up to the smokestack at the factory, and they put like a parachute over the smokestack, which would shut down the system, and the pollutants weren't able to leave the smokestack and contaminated the building where the smokestack was. So then there were protesters that were outside at the gate protesting so that the employees couldn't get to work easily, and the employees were threatened, and the top management was threatened by these protesters. So the company brought the workers in by boat because they were on the shore of a river. And then the next thing you know, the dock burns down. So it got to be a pretty violent protest, and I think that's going to happen more and more in the United States and maybe in Canada as the villagers become angry. I can really feel this coming. And let me share another story with you. I met a man over the weekend. He's a farmer. He and I became friends, and that's what farmers do. We become friends very quickly. And his road washed out. And the county, they went to the county and said, "Hey, our road's washed out. We can't get to our farm." And the county said, "Well, we're getting FEMA to figure this out, and FEMA's going to pay for it, and it's free money." And so the farmer said, "Well, we'll just fix the road. Well, we've got backhoes and we've got tractors, and we'll just bring some gravel in and we'll fix the road ourselves." It's only a 20 or 40-foot section that washed out, easy to fix. And the county said, "No, FEMA's going to do it, and it's $500,000 to fix it." Well, I looked at it. I'll tell you the rest of the story when we come back, right after these few short commercial announcements. I'm Vin Finelli, Werner Bock with it. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Werner Bock's with us, and we are back on high-speed digital. I'm delighted that we have Plan B, so that when those are trying to interrupt the broadcast, it's pretty difficult for them because we're prepared. So, Werner, my new farmer friend and I were talking, and the road washed out near his farm, between 20 and 40 feet of road washed out, and so. The farmer went to the county commissioner and said, hey, we need to fix this road. And they said, we're waiting for FEMA. And, the farmer said, well, all right, we'll take care of it. We'll just bring in some gravel and we've got the equipment. We'll do it. And the county commissioner said, no, you won't. And the farmer said, well, we want this road fixed and it's easy to do and we'll do it. And the county commissioner told the farmer that if he attempted to fix the road, that the county commissioner would turn that road into a dead end, meaning the road would stop right where it washed out and the farmer would not have access to a road. And the farmer said, "Oh yeah, okay, you want to do that? What we'll do is you block the road, and we'll just unblock it. It'll take us half a day, and we'll have it fixed again." So now there's a standoff, and here's the problem. The problem is the county said, "You don't understand. We're getting free money from FEMA, $500,000. Now I looked at this job myself, and based on what I spend for gravel, I know this job can be done for $20,000. And everybody can get paid. I'm not talking about doing it on the cheap. I'm just talking about what it would really cost to do the job. Bring in some gravel, grade it out, put some blacktop on it, put in a culvert, and we're done. Okay, but no, this is going to cost $500,000 of taxpayer money because FEMA is now involved. And that's without all the salaries of all these bureau rats from FEMA. That's without all the engineering and all the rest of it. $500,000 to do a $20,000 job. It's absolute insanity. And my farmer friend was trying to tell the county that it's insane. And the county's saying, "Yeah, but you don't understand. We get it for free." And my farmer friend is saying, "No, it's not for free. It's theft from the taxpayers. It's an outrage." And the reason I'm telling you this, class, is this is anecdotal evidence of what's happening all over the country. And I have a feeling that this is the reason why there's so many bureau rats in Washington who are concerned about losing their job should Donald Trump be elected president. Because I think a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and I'm delighted that that's going to happen.
And you have to consider, too, all the kickbacks that are involved. And the construction lobby, they're a very powerful lobby in no matter where you look. And I've encountered something similar here about 45 years ago when I first came here. The roads were in a despicable shape. You know, the ditches were filled in and the water on the roads and potholes and everything and spring holes coming up. So I approached the Department of Highway and asked them to do the ditch. And I said, "You collected long enough property taxes, you know. I think we are entitled to have decent road." And they said, "Oh, no, we don't ditch on that side of the road," and so on. So I went to work and I used the 4-bottom plow and the 7-foot blade in the 3-point hitch of the tractor, plowed the ground loose, and then hauled it into the fields, you know, below, wherever there were holes to be covered in and wet holes to be filled in. And I ditched roughly about close to a mile with a 5-foot ditch, you know, in no time whatsoever. It was the most efficient way. You know, I didn't need too many horsepower. It's not the huge equipment to do that and everything. And in the fall, I was a kind of financially scrapped, and I'd seen another part where the government spent thousands of dollars having 2 big bulldozers, and they were for 1 week just about playing around with there. So I made up a bill. I said, at least I want to have my fuel costs recovered. So at the time, diesel fuel was cheap, you know, 4.5 cents a gallon. So I made up the bill, and I went right to the Minister of Highway here in New Brunswick, Mr. Bishop, and I said, I think it's just reasonable that I at least get my fuel expenses reimbursed, you know. And guess what? 2 or 3 weeks later, I got a check for $250.
There you go. And, you know, our neighbors in our neck of the woods are now dependent on us to fix the road. We just have, you know, some farm tractors, but, you know, we're acquiring equipment. We now have a backhoe and a track loader, so we can do our own repair. We don't need those guys. Werner Bock and I'll be right back.
Anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com. So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
Hi there. Are you an unhappy timeshare owner? Have you ever asked yourself, how can I get rid of my timeshare? Does your story go something like Stacy's story goes? Here's Stacy now.
My husband and I went and visited a resort, and they kind of attacked us, and they kept sending more and more people until we finally said yes, and we bought this timeshare, and then we were stuck in this timeshare that we couldn't get rid of, and we tried all different ways. They made it seem like it was this really great deal, and when we said no originally, then they brought the price down, and then when we still said no, they brought in the manager, and they brought the price down even lower, and they started breaking out in different ways to make it look like it was this really awesome deal. The reality was it wasn't an awesome deal at all.
To cancel your timeshare contract, call ACC today. It's an attorney-based program with a free consultation. The first 20 callers get a 20% discount. Call now, 800-587-EXIT. That's 800-587-3948. Call today, 800-587-EXIT. That's 800-587-3948.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
Class, I was just thinking, the founding fathers of our country, the United States of America, many of them were farmers. It looks like the farmers are the guys who come to the rescue. Who are they? Well, there'd be Joey in Michigan and Miles in Europe and Aaron Dakins in Indiana. And we have Werner Bock in New Brunswick. I'm in Missouri, and there are others of us who are farmers. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, he's not farming right this moment, but he's been a farmer. And we just aren't taking it anymore. And Werner, as I look at what's happening, it seems that the farmers are the ones who come to the rescue. What do you think? Because we understand what's going on, we have to do things efficiently, economically. We have to. It's just, we don't have a lot of money to waste. We're not in the business of wasting money. We're in the business of efficiency. And we're in the business of doing the best job we can with what we have. Constrained optimization is the way it was taught when I was in school. What do you think?
And sustainability. This system of food production, it is not sustainable in the long run. And as you said, we have to use common sense, and with what meager resources we have left, we have to try to get the job done. We don't have the luxury about wasting all that money the way it is done in the government. And the people who work the land, who are still have the traditional way of looking and the responsibility towards the land and towards the natural resource, we have tried for such a long time to educate the rest of the population, but they're basically, most of the people, they're living in la-la land, way out to lunch. Let's live today, to hell with tomorrow. This is basically the attitude.
I was thinking about the word committee, Werner, and I'm sure that you've operated your farm without a committee, and it's done just fine. And I've operated our farm without a committee, and we've done just fine. And what is a committee? That's a group of uninformed people making decisions and hiding behind a group decision that they have no business making. That's a committee. And that's what governments do. Governments have all kinds of committees that make idiotic decisions. And they have over the course of history. And speaking of history, why don't we talk about some history? Werner, what would you like to share with us? Maybe that we haven't quite been taught in school or by the textbooks.
Vincent, not just only the people here in North America. We in Germany, I was born in 1942, and I went to start going to school in 1949. And the only thing we knew about the past from the First World War to 1945 was what we knew from the people who went through that time. And it was a completely different story than the way it was being portrayed by Hollywood and the about 500 movies that have been made, And it's thanks to the internet and networking with other people who the whole picture now comes more and more together in the last few years, especially with the opening of the original archives, what was said, what was done, the timeline of events. It forms a whole different picture. And I said there about a couple of years ago on RBN, on the Diane Spingola, I said, you people here in North America, you got suckered into two unnecessary wars. And when you get suckered in again into another world war, that lights out for everyone,
Werner, as you say this, it reminds me of a broadcast I heard when I was in Virginia on a small station. And these two guys from the Soviet Union, former Soviet Union, came over to Virginia, and they were looking for opportunities here in the United States to do business. And there were two young guys, I guess in their 30s, 20s, late 20s, early 30s. And so I called the radio station. I asked them if I could talk with them because I wanted to take them to dinner and chat with them. And so my wife and I picked them up and brought them to a local restaurant. We're sitting down in a booth, and we just, this was way before I was broadcasting. I was just a farmer, and I wanted to chat with these guys. And what I found out was that they were told the same lies we were. They were told that the United States was in abject poverty. If you had been injured or cut yourself, you're probably going to die because you couldn't get medical treatment. We lived in shacks. We were just the poorest of nations. And we were told that the Soviet Union was backward, and we were pretty much told the same thing, during the 1950s, that the Soviet Union was pretty backward, but they were our enemy. We were the capitalists, they were the communists, and we needed to make sure that those guys didn't kill us because they wanted to kill us. But the working people, the villagers, didn't want to kill us at all. They had no problem with us, and we had no problem with them. But it was their government and our government that was pitting us against them and them against us for no reason. So what I'm saying is you're absolutely right.
And basically, the much maligned period of the National Socialists in Germany, basically what the situation was, Germany was caught between a rock and a hard place. The country was dying. The people were dying of starvation, mass unemployment and everything, and completely bankrupt. And with common sense approach, under the National Socialists, they marshaled up the most valuable asset a country had, and that was the productivity, the possible productivity of the people. It was the most valuable asset what they had, and that's what they did. They didn't make big fancy salaries and so for doing nothing, just having positions in government and so, but they put them to work, infrastructure work, building dikes, and making more land arable so the country would be able mostly to feed itself, where so many people were crammed together on such limited space. In Central Europe and Germany, we didn't have the luxury of the immense wealth of resources like here in North America. And when I just look at the present population figures, like over there in Germany, when I left, there were in Western Germany, there were 240 people per square kilometer, and we were producing 90% of the food, most of it with sustainable methods. Sure, the chemical farming, herbicides and everything were introduced because we couldn't get any more the help on the farm, and there were fewer and fewer people who had to do more and more work, And when you look at the population figure here in North America, in the United States, you have 34 people per square kilometer. Here in Canada, it's 3.4 people per square kilometer. And here in New Brunswick, there are 10.4 people or 10.5 people per square kilometer. And with the help and the expertise, quotation marks, of the experts in the Department of Agriculture, regions that at one time were self-sufficient in food production, they're importing now 90% and more of their food. And then they the government is cheerleading fracking and all those destructive extraction industries, that can create so much harm to the health of the people, to the water supply, to the air and everything. When they just look at stick their nose in the dirt and look at what they got underneath their feet, when they start producing again their food, it would be an economic boom here into the region. But they are so overeducated, so they're economists and so on, and they're bullshitting the whole population with their business pattern and economic template what they've set out. And when you are on the farm, you got your feet in the dirt, you get stuck in the mud, and what else? You have to face reality.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, when there was an election, I made up a few posters, and I wrote on, vote CSP, Common Sense Party.
Mm-hmm.
Because common sense has been way lost. And the whole artificial environment has been created. Whole artificial economic environment, and they want to do the natural environment with all their basically at university out of touch, hacked out templates. That's how they want to redo the whole world, and it's lunacy.
Werner, I'm kind of chuckling because you said vote CSP, Common Sense Party, and it reminds me of I was outraged at the drug testing that our high school in our county wanted to have, and they couldn't tell me if we had a drug problem or not, but they wanted everyone tested. Random testing is what they said. They wanted DNA samples. They wanted people to pee in a cup. And so I put an ad in the paper, and I said, fire the entire Hartville R2 school district, one director at a time, and vote for Vincent Finelli, or consider voting for Vincent Finelli, the only candidate who won't make your child urinate in a cup. So it's interesting, class. We're finding out that farmers just don't take direction very well. And as Werner said, if we get stuck in the mud, we've got to pull ourselves out of it. We have to and I do get stuck in the mud. I get our equipment stuck in the mud, and so then I hoof it back to the farm, and I get another tractor, and go in the barn and get another tractor and get a chain, and I get one of our family members to get in the other tractor and pull me out. And by the way, Werner, we live on about 1 square kilometer. I just did the calculations, about a third of a square mile. And there are 3 people on our third of a square mile right here in our neck of the woods. Mm-hmm. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hi there. Are you an unhappy timeshare owner? Have you ever asked yourself, how can I get rid of my timeshare? Does your story go something like Stacy's story goes? Here's Stacy now.
My husband and I went and visited a resort, and they kind of attacked us, and they kept sending more and more people, and so we finally said yes, and we bought this timeshare, and then we were stuck in this timeshare that we couldn't get rid of, and we tried all different ways. They made it seem like it was this really great deal, and when we said no originally, then they brought the price down, and then when we still said no, they brought in the manager, and they brought the price down even lower, and they started breaking out in different ways to make it look like it was this really awesome deal. The reality was it wasn't an awesome deal at all.
To cancel your timeshare contract, call ACC today. It's an attorney-based program with a free consultation. The first 20 callers get a 20% discount. Call now, 800-587-EXIT. That's 800-587-3948. Call today, 800-587-EXIT. That's 800-587-3948.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Imagine a pill that can improve your focus, your memory, your sleep. A catalyst to improve your brain chemistry. Dr. Bill's Cognition Plus is truly the smarter in an hour pill. A combination of amino acids, trace minerals, and B vitamins, Cognition Plus is made with specialized herbal extracts that will enhance and support brain function. Our customers say,
I feel more focused.
My memory's getting better.
I can work longer with more useful hours.
Power up your neurotransmitters that have been depleted, like dopamine and norepinephrine. Stimulate the release of others, like serotonin and oxytocin. Improve circulation and energy production. Protect your mind and your loved ones today. Order Dr. Bill Deagle's Cognition Plus at 888-212-8871 or go online to NutriMedical.com. That's 888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com. And listen to the NutriMedical Report every weekday on the GCN Radio Network. NutriMedical.com, bringing nutrition and medicine together.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Class, Werner Bock's with us. Werner, you and I and Miles were chatting yesterday, and Miles wanted to congratulate us on the new member of our family, the machinery family, and I mentioned that I bought a used Deutz tractor, a German tractor, and, I was looking for tires. I thought, I should probably consider buying some rear tires for this thing. And, and I was talking with Joey about it as well. You can buy Chinese tires. I can get Chinese tires for, let's say, $600 each, $500 to $600, and then you have to have them mounted. And it's about, someone comes out. These tires are tall; they're as tall as a person, easily. And you have them mounted, and that could be somewhere between. If you have somebody come out and do it, which is the easy way, you just jack the tractor up. Otherwise, you've got to bring these 500-pound wheels to a tire shop, but it's a tough job. $75 to have each tire mounted. They're not balanced; they're just mounted. And so, but that's a Chinese tire, and one that doesn't seem to last very long. If you want a top quality tire, you're looking at about $1,200 per tire, and that's not mounted. That's just if you buy it, and if you want two of them, it's $2,400. The reason I'm mentioning this, Werner, is farming is way more expensive than people might think, and the equipment breaks down really easily, especially during hay season, and especially during when you need it. That's when it breaks. So if you put all that into consideration, and the cost, the wear and tear, the supplies that you need to have, the knowledge, what is your greatest concern, looking back at history, the history that we have not been taught in school? What is your greatest concern going forward for the sustainability of we the villagers?
When we look at the overall policy and what they are promoting is depopulating the rural areas and put people into pack and stack housing, where they can control every aspect of their life. And from the food to the water to the air, and expose them to all the electromagnetic radiation from Wi-Fi and from cell phones and cell phone towers and smart meters and everything. And basically, Monsanto and Syngenta, they're pushing the GM-modified food plants, and the other planners in the government who are basically at the steering wheel they are looking for GM-modified human beings. And when there are too many of them there, then look at their plans, what they chiseled in rock, in granite rock on the Georgia Guidestones about getting rid of 90 to 95% of the world's population. According to their plans, whoever financed it, the Georgia Guidestones, they're looking for a maximum targeted population on this planet of 500 million people. And by hook and by crook, they want to get rid of the rest of the nearly 7 billion people.
Mm-hmm.
That is only when they can control every aspect of our lives. And that is urbanizing the population, get them out of the rural areas. Because in the rural areas, most of the time, when some of those smart asses there from the government come, a lot of the people, they say, go fly a kite. We don't need you any more than we need another hole in our heads.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And when I look at these government minions, these people that, maybe 10, 20 years ago, we'd look at them as, maybe we could use their help. But then we actually figured out their MO. What they're really doing is they're trying to spy on us. They want to know where all of our water wells are. They want to know how deep the water wells are. They want to know how high the water column is in the water wells, or in the water well. It's unbelievable. And if you look at what governments do, they track and database information. That's what they do. They want to know our movements. They want to know what we own. They want to know what we're thinking, and they want to control us. Werner Bock, you are absolutely right on the money, and I really appreciate your contributions to USAPrepares.com in our class today. Werner Bock, thanks again. We'll have you back again and again and again. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees, ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better mate.